Yo, what is up, pussies? We are back with another episode of MogCast.
Episode number, I have no idea what episode we're on.
I think 19. Yeah, I think 19. It has been a while. It's been 3 weeks since we filmed one, but 2 weeks since we've posted one.
Yes.
So, also, guys, by the way, this is just water. I don't know why I have that drip right there. It's just water. But
he peed on himself.
why you're pretty excited about your sunglasses, huh?
Yeah, I'll take them off. Don't worry, I'm not wearing them the whole pod. But
he got prescription sunglasses.
They're polarized as well, so I don't really know what that means, but it sounds cool.
Yeah, I smashed. If you guys remember, this podcast is gonna be more just like James and I shooting the shit. So if you guys don't like us like that, then I would honestly just click off the vid and go get some Anabars. Use code MOG for us. But other than that, that's about it. But yeah, we're just gonna be because we obviously have our YouTube channels, but now we kind of just it's been a while since we sat down and talked.
Yeah, I mean we were gonna film one last week, but there was a family emergency and family emergency, and someone DM'd you about that, and they were like,
a guy was upset. He was like, "You guys are lazy pieces of shit," and then blaming it. And saying that like we lied and said it was family emergency rather than
he was
just saying we were lazy as fuck.
You guys are lazy pieces of shit for not doing a podcast and saying it's a family emergency. It's like, bro, you have no idea. So basically, I'm not going to get into detail about it because it's personal. I mean, it's not even personal for me, so there's even more reason not to get into it. But long story short, I wasn't sure the night that we were supposed to film the podcast. I wasn't sure if I was going to have to catch a flight. So obviously I wasn't going to start a podcast and then
without knowing if you were going to be able to finish it.
Yeah, halfway through it's like, oh shit, got to go.
Yeah.
Got to catch a flight. So
that's what happened last time. I don't know if last podcast we got another dog. So there's another thing that you guys haven't seen because we've had him for about 2 weeks. So the last podcast was filmed 3 weeks ago. So but yeah, we have another dog. His name is Milo. Actually, shout out Britt Shaheen. She lives here in Houston area, and she posted on her story that she found this like little puppy that probably just ran away and like it was just lost, and she held it for 24 hours, and then no one like.
And she posted about it everywhere.
Yeah.
She was like posting on
neighborhood chats.
Yeah, the Facebook groups and dog forums and dog apps, being like, "Whose dog is this? I've got your dog," and it didn't have its shots. It had a collar on, but no tag on the collar.
It had his balls.
Yeah, he wasn't neutered. So
and the collar that was on him was like the loosest thing ever. So this was my
like a necklace.
Yeah, this is my theory. Is what I was saying is that the previous owners, he was also fat too. He's lost a couple of pounds being here on raw diet, but. What I think happened was the previous owners were lazy pieces of shit who just like fed this puppy all this kibble, got really fat, didn't even care to put a proper collar on him, didn't have tags, didn't have shots, had his balls. So,
that's probably why they didn't come looking for him.
Yeah, and that's exactly why no one reached out, and he also ran away. So he's here now, and he's with Cal, and so they're like inseparable.
They're
best buddies.
Up here.
Except yesterday, there was like a little fight. It was kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were fighting and shit. I don't know.
Cal went after Milo's, or there was one toy with food in it. It had peanut butter in it.
Yeah.
And Cal was like, "Nah, fuck you, man. This is mine."
Usually Cal
freaked.
Yeah, and usually it's not anything bad. If you guys have had multiple dogs, usually it's just like a little growl or a little nip where it's like, okay, yo, this is mine, get away. But like this time it was just like
a full out fist fight.
Cal went demon mode, so I had to break it up. But
which is funny because when we first brought Milo home and had him meet Cal outside, I thought that Milo was going to be the one in their duo that was the alpha, because Cal got a little too close too fast, which started sniffing his butt and stuff.
Yeah.
And Milo shut him down real quick to the point where Cal went like
was
this.
Submissive,
he did like downward dog and was like, "Okay, I'm sorry."
Yeah.
And I thought that's the way it was going to be because Cal doesn't have his balls, but a couple weeks in and Cal has switched that role. So
yeah, it's honestly, I mentioned it in my video the other day. I have honestly found, like, I've found such, like, I've always had dogs growing up. I grew up with two different dogs in my parents' house, but raising them and owning them myself and taking care of them and paying for them, obviously, and giving them food and shit like that it's making me realize that this is something that I like to do. Like, this is honestly like a passion of mine. And if I had room, like, I would get more dogs. Like, if I had the opportunity, if I had the food, if I had the resources, I would literally raise as many stray dogs as I could.
You have a little kennel?
Yeah. I literally want to get.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, just knowing you, and this isn't supposed to be offensive, but I wasn't sure when you got a dog if it was a good idea, just because, like, I thought maybe you'd slack or whatever. And then within the first day, you were showing me, because you were so excited, you kept putting your phone in my face like, bro, look at this raw diet that this person's eating their dog. And you started ordering, like, okay, I got to get him this supplement and that supplement and blah, 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 and making him meals that are better than the meals we eat every night. So I quickly learned, like, you're not fucking around.
Yeah. So that's something that's kind of been going on with us. But we also have Mexico, and like, well, you're leaving for Miami tonight or tomorrow morning for Inaka pop up for Hannah.
Yeah, I'm not with Inaka, but Hannah is, and I like the clothes and I wear their belts, so I figured I'd go. But the flight is at 7 a.m. It's an hour drive. I'm basically gonna have to wake up at 4 a.m., which for a lot of you watching that have school or job or whatever, that probably sounds easy. But for me, I wake up at like 11, so.
You might as well not even go to bed.
No, I've got to at least take a nap. If I don't go to bed, I'm going to throw my whole system out of whack.
Yeah,
I'm going to try to.
You're going to go to Miami and just sleep, and then it'd be all fucked up.
Yeah, I'm just going to try to take like a 3-hour nap and then sleep on the plane.
And we've also been like pretty hard cutting right now. Like, I would say, because obviously you guys know that we're both cutting for Mexico. Mexico's next week. But you're gonna end your cut. You're just gonna bulk.
Yeah.
And kind of like put on some size for comp, right?
Yeah. I mean, I started the cut kinda at the beginning of May, but it wasn't really a proper cut because, like, when I first started it in May, I was like, okay, hardcore cut mode, and lost 7 pounds in 2 days. And I was like, okay, shit, reverse, hard break, and basically went back to my bulking diet, but just cut out a little bit of food. And then after a few weeks of that, maybe a month, I was like, all right, I'm really not losing weight at all. I don't think the scale had dropped at all. So then I went back to hardcore cut and decided to stick with it. And now at the peak of my bulk, I was like 197. And now after about a month of hard cutting, I am 184 pounds. So it's definitely been working. I've been doing fasted
You've lost
cardio.
more weight than me.
Well, yeah, but I also I'm eating about 2,000 calories a day.
Yeah.
There were a few days where I was doing 1,900, and that was pretty hard to maintain. So unfortunately, when I do a prep, it's probably going to get down to as low as like 1,300, 1,400, which is, I don't know how I'm even going to manage that, but
that's some Zach Jennings type shit.
Yeah, well, he was down to 1,100
peak,
or the week before peak week. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, 1,900 was pretty hard to manage. I could do it. But 2,000 or 2,100 is basically the sweet spot where I'm not waking up in the middle of the night hungry. Like, I can actually sleep through the night. But I do wake up every morning, and the first thing on my mind is food.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very hungry. So I'd have to estimate my maintenance is probably around 2,800 a day. So I'd say I'm probably in an 800 calorie deficit. And
your cardio too.
Yeah. And when I'm bulking and my weight is higher, the maintenance for that weight is probably close to 3,000 a day, which is why it was so hard for me to bulk before, because I was probably only getting in average like 3,100 a day. I was gonna say. So,
because there are some days that you'd eat like 2,500, and then there's some days that you'd eat like
4,000 or more. So, I mean, it's weird because, and we talked about this with Greg, like there's some people like Zach who can basically just take the dial and just move it to where they want, and they can just eat to that point. But for me, with 3,200 calories a day, I'm very full all the time. But then dropping it by only 1,100, which is a lot, but it's not crazy.
It's a third of your calories, bro.
Dropping it down to 2,100, and I'm really hungry.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I'm going to do on prep. I'm going to need that GLP-1 agonist that Derek talks about.
Yeah, which I actually just got. Well, I ordered it, but it's going to take a minute because I don't know what the fuck's going on. But Yeah, there's this thing. It's called semaglutide, I think it is.
Yeah, semaglutide.
It's pretty expensive. I would put it up there with growth, like the price of growth.
It's more expensive.
Yeah,
than growth,
it's really fucking expensive, and I guess it's like you microdose it, and it kind of just destroys your appetite. It's for diabetics. I think I believe it's for,
because it does other shit too. Like it's good for blood sugar and stuff like that, which is an added benefit. But that's obviously not why you're using it.
Yeah.
Bye, Hannah. So, I mean, I'd probably use that for the last 4 weeks of prep, just because I don't know without it if I could drop below like 1,800 a day. Yeah. I mean, semaglutide, it's like, how can you say how much it is? I mean,
well, I paid like, I think I paid $1,000 for like 2 vials, I think. So, but it'll last me like 10 or 12 weeks.
The dose is so tiny.
Yeah.
Like it sounds like that's a shit ton of money, which it is, but the dose is so tiny that's like
it's going to last me a while.
2 or 3 months. Yeah.
Right.
So I'm not sure exactly how it works, but something to do with glucagon, some shit. It's basically like a non-stim way to just completely curb your appetite.
Yeah. And none of us have used it, so I don't know if it works. Like I was, Derek was saying like, yo, you might not like it because some people just get super nauseous. Like they'll pin it and then they'll just like throw up everywhere. So I don't know. I haven't tried it yet, but obviously I'm gonna keep you guys updated because I know a lot of people like James is like, he has a problem gaining weight, right? But I know a lot of people have trouble losing it or like not eating. But surprisingly for me, on this cut so far, I haven't had too many times where I've been like, fuck, I'm hungry. Just like the other day, though, 2 nights ago, it's funny because, you know, it's Anna bars and like Greg and all that shit happened. I came out here. I had already finished my calories for the day, and I came out here at like 3 a.m. I had like fallen into a sleep, but I woke up
starving.
Yeah, I woke up starving. It also doesn't help that I get, like before I go to, probably like 2 or 3 hours before I go to bed, I get like pretty baked off Delta 8. So it's not like a THC high where it's like terrible munchies, but you definitely still do get like the munchies a little bit. And I came out here at like 3 a.m., dude, and I fucking smacked 3 Anna bars, which ended up being like 800 something calories.
Damn.
I think
you went 800 over.
Yeah, I went 800 over that day. So then the next day, which was yesterday, I did double cardio, and then I went to bed with 300 calories remaining. So, I mean, I evened it out, and my pump in the gym was awesome because I had all the fucking, the Anna bars, like, think about that shit. Yeah, I had all the calories in me, so, like, I had a great lift, but it was just shitty because I woke up and I felt shitty. Like, at the time, when you're binging, you don't think about,
I'm going to feel shitty.
Yeah, you don't think about it. But then after you're done, you're like, holy fuck, why did I do that?
Yeah.
So
wait, so you just cut the equal amount of calories over the course of the next few days? Basically, like you lowered your...
Well, so I did double cardio. And so I just averaged around my cardio, say 400.
Yeah.
So I did double. So then I burned an extra 400. And then
Holy shit, how long were you on the elliptical?
An hour.
Damn, you burned 430 minutes?
Well, it's 435, but like I kind of like round up because I'm heavier, like 200-pound guy. So
yeah,
and like I'm moving and shit. So, wait, what was I saying? Oh, and like the drugs I'm on and stuff too. So
yeah.
I said 400, burned extra 400, and then I went to bed with 300 remaining. So like puts me around like 100 over. So it is what it is. Like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Because I have been, like, dropping a shit ton of water because you guys know I'm a big activist for dandelion root extract, like, natural diuretic. I know some guys who were telling me they were taking, like, whole bottles of this shit. Like, literally 60 caps in, like, 2 or 3 days just for a show.
Damn.
To flush out all this water. I'm only doing, like, I think 12 caps a day. So, like, 4 with every meal. And it just, like, helps me piss out my water because my estrogen was like 120,
which is really high. Basically, you went and got blood work done.
Yeah, and get your bloods done.
If you're taking any PEDs, get your blood work done, and you realize your estrogen was like 4 times basically higher than it should be.
4 times higher.
So you took an AI just to quickly knock that into the ground. And literally within like 2 days, I noticed, because at that point you had been looking leaner, but you still look kind of fluffy.
Yeah, soft. I was soft.
Yeah. And it was because of all the water from having that crazy high estrogen.
Yeah.
And then you took the AI, which shut your estrogen down basically. And within 1 or 2 days, that's where you could really see the cut.
Yeah.
Because all the water was gone now.
It's weird. I don't know how my nipples didn't explode, because I was on, like, I've had gyno issues, and having that much estrogen, I don't know. Like, I don't know how my gyno didn't get worse. It never did. I would say like so some weird. Nights it was they were little more sensitive than usual, but like other than that,
you have like pseudo gyno, like you call it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like fake gyno. It's more just like fat nipples.
It's just like water retention in my nip.
Yeah, rather than having the actual like
lump.
Enlarged gland lump. Yeah. So do you have that now at all?
I think one of them I have like a little lump, like very small, like the ball, not a lump, the ball, like the nipple rock.
Okay.
You guys know the nipple rock. So I have like the nipple rock in one of them, which is like if I were to continue and not worry about it, it'd probably turn into a big ass lump. But like, I mean, I know guys who are taking Tren, and like they say they lactate on Tren. Like literally lactate.
Damn. Well, yeah, but most guys think that low dose of Tren is 300.
Yeah, and so I mean, right now I'm on 200. I ramped it up because.
But you're cutting it now, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna cut it and then add in pharmaceutical Anavar because. I don't really know why, honestly. Like I feel like I don't know. I trust Pharma Anavar over UGL Tren.
Yeah. I mean, and also Anavar is the most commonly faked substance. Mm-hmm. Like they usually, if you're buying Anavar on the black market or whatever you want to call it, underground labs, it's usually going to be Winstrol, because Winstrol has similar effects to Anavar, but it's just worse for you.
Yeah.
So people are like, fuck it, it's way cheaper to make, and it's going to affect the person that buys it similar to Anavar, so why not?
Yeah, and low-key, I wouldn't be upset if I was just taking Winstrol and I thought it was Anavar, because it probably hard me up. And
yeah, I mean, both will.
Yeah.
But I mean, I binged a little bit too, but it wasn't too bad with me. Basically what's happened, I talk about this in my most recent, or I don't even know if it's going to be uploaded by the time this podcast is, but my most recent YouTube video, I discovered that Instagram's algorithm has officially found out that I'm cutting and that I'm a bodybuilder, because every single ad I see, it's always for the same shit. It's like healthy junk foods.
Yeah.
Like low carb waffles or low cal cereal or whatever. It knows exactly what I want, and it works because 90% of the time I click on shop now. Like I just go for it. So I've basically been buying a bunch of foods in anticipation of my upcoming bulk, foods that I'm not supposed to eat. And I saw Dope, DOUGHP. It's like a Shark Tank company. And sure enough, their ad came up. And this is not an anabolic cookie dough. This is very much regular fattening cookie dough.
Yeah, it's just like ice cream cookie dough, right?
No, I mean, you can bake it. You're supposed to bake it.
It's real cookie dough?
Yeah, it's just straight up cookie dough. But I think you can eat it. It's heat treated flour. So they basically, I'm pretty sure it's edible.
Yeah.
That didn't fucking matter at the time. I didn't care if it was edible or not. I bought it. It showed up, put it in the freezer. Luckily, I put it in the freezer because I figured, this is going to have to last for a few months. And at around 2 a.m. last night, I'd already hit my calories for the day. I was at about 2,000. And I went out. I couldn't stop myself. I just grabbed a spoon, went out to the freezer, and started spooning into this cookie dough and just eating it straight up. And the reason I say it's good that it was frozen is because if it had been soft, like just left out at room temperature, I probably would have eaten half the container. I wouldn't have been able to control myself because it tastes so good. There's no fake sugar. There's no fake fat. There's nothing. It's just straight up cookie dough. It tastes fucking amazing.
That's like what Remington said is Remington, he froze his peanut butter. He froze his peanut butter, but he literally has scars on his knuckles
from digging into the frozen peanut butter. That's fucked.
Like, imagine if you started getting scars on your thing.
Bro,
I was like, bro, what happened to your fist? And you're like, nothing, man. Like,
I knocked this guy out. He was talking crazy to me. I had to knock him out.
Really, you're in the garage at like 4 a.m. just fucking.
But yeah, it was frozen, so I had to. I literally looked like a drug addict. I'm 2 a.m. huddled over the hood of my car, literally tricep pressing the spoon into frozen dough. I mean, it's like hard as a rock, and I'm just pushing the spoon in and eating it. And because it was frozen, I had a solid 5 minutes to kind of evaluate what the fuck I'm doing right now. So I wasn't able to get through that much of it. But again, if it was soft, it would have just been bang, 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 bang down the fucking hatch. But it's still, because it's not low carb or low fat cookie dough, it's just regular cookie dough, it's 280 calories per 3 tablespoons. You can basically get 1 tablespoon in like 2 bites.
Yeah.
So it's really ridiculously easy calories. So even though it was a small binge, and I wouldn't call it a binge, it was kind of just a cheat, and I stopped myself, I still was like, fuck, I probably just had 2 tablespoons. It's like almost 200 calories.
Yeah,
over.
never. But because you texted me that last night, and it was like, I was thinking in my head, like, never would I have expected you to be like hungry like that.
Yeah,
like
it wasn't even so much. I mean, it was definitely hunger.
Oh shit, sorry.
That's all right. It wasn't even like hunger played a big role in it, but it was also just like
sweet tooth.
I miss unhealthy foods. Like I can't keep eating fucking chicken and rice.
Yeah.
I just need something unhealthy. And the one thing that I have basically every night that saves me is, and you put me onto these, is Greek yogurt Yasso bars, YASSO, because they're 100 calories per, they're like pretty big Greek yogurt popsicles. And it's only 100 calories, pretty low in fat, pretty low in carb, because it's yogurt. It's not like actual ice cream.
Greek yogurt.
But it tastes just like ice cream.
It's fucking good.
It is really good.
Most of you guys probably know because like it's pretty popular. It's like compared to like popsicle version of Halo Top, but more ice creamy. Yeah. Halo Top kind of has like a weird consistency.
I like Halo Top. I mean, they're both good. Yeah, so Halo Top, whatever. But usually I have one of those every night. And that's kind of what, I mean, I'm not looking forward to it all day. But when I sit down to watch TV with Hannah, it's definitely what I'm thinking about. I'm like, all right, I'm going to chill out now, have my
When is it
bar.
Yasso time?
Yeah. And Hannah will literally just randomly look at me and be like, Yasso?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, let's go. And usually that little 100 calories, it's got some protein in it, like 6 grams per bar. So it's pretty easily justifiable. Obviously, if I were doing a prep, like the last 4 weeks of prep, I probably wouldn't even be able to have Yasso because I would most likely just be eating like whole foods that fill me up a lot, you know? But at 2,000 calories, I can fit in the Yasso bar. It usually curbs the cravings, but I didn't have one last night because I just ate a shit ton of food throughout the day. So the remainder of my calories at bedtime was all protein. I literally made a bowl of diced up chicken breast, which is basically no fat, and egg whites and fat-free cheese, and just mixed it all around. It was good, but it was like, if you look at the macros for it, it was like all protein.
Yeah.
And I just can't have that last thing. And I knew I couldn't fit in a Yasso because I was already hit my calories for the day. So I did the next stupidest fucking thing, which is just like go eat straight up cookie dough.
Yeah.
It's in no way healthy at all. And then the only reason I stopped myself is because I put the lid on, quickly put it away, and went and grabbed a sugar-free Jell-O, which, by the way, if you guys are cutting, I go through probably 3 or 4 sugar-free Jell-Os a day. They taste just like regular Jell-O. It satisfies your sweet tooth, and it's 10 calories per thingy. So it's like, that's usually my go-to. So I quickly stopped the cookie dough, had my Jell-O, cried a little bit, went to bed.
Dude, I went to Costco yesterday, and I got the Kirkland protein bars.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yo, listen, guys, we're sponsored by Anbar. I love Anbar, but as of right now, I'm just not trying to eat as many because once I taste it, it's like, bro, I can't stop. Like, I can stop, obviously, but like the other night,
They're so good.
I had 3. So it was like, okay, I have to do something about this. So I got what I used to eat all the time, the Kirkland protein bars. If you guys know what I'm talking about, they're like 100.
Dude, Greg is laughing right now.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I told you guys.
Because, yeah, he he likes these Kirkland bars too. These are like 170 calories, like really good macros. It's like all the shit that we like. I don't like Quest bars, but like these on like the whatever bracket you would put this protein bar, it's like different than Anabar. It's like the fiber healthy bar, right?
Yeah.
This is like the best bar, personally, in my opinion.
So it's the best healthy cutting protein bar. Yeah. So obviously,
if you guys have Costco membership, go and try and get them.
Yeah, the Kirkland bars. I still need to try one. Yeah. So it's 170.
It's like the lowest one is 170, and
so that's 100 calories less than Anabar, and probably fills you up more because of the fiber.
I literally had 2 yesterday. I had one after my meal, and then like 2 hours or an hour later, I had another. And then I was like, oh, I still have calories left. But I was literally just so full. I also did like a little experiment. I didn't get high last night because I was like, okay, maybe the reason why I'm eating so much is because I was high. So I stayed sober last night and up until I went to bed. And
you just do it to sleep.
Yeah, it helps me sleep because, I get trensomnia sometimes. Like last night I didn't go to bed till 4 a.m. It sucked. And I was laying in bed for 4 hours. The fuck was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So, I have another thing to talk about after this. But yeah, so these protein bars. Oh wait, no. So I wasn't high.
We're both fasted right now. So
we're fasted, bro. I'm on.
Yeah, it's 3 p.m. right now, and I woke up at 10:30. So it's been however fucking long that is. 4.5 hours since I woke up. I haven't.
So we're groggy.
Yeah, there's something about having carbs that just makes my brain work better.
Yeah.
I almost considered having an Anabar before this, but at this point, I look at those boxes of Anabars every day and I want one, but with the 270 calories and even with the Kirkland bars, honestly, but especially with Anabars, I think of that 270 calories as like an amount of food, and I could either have an Anabar or I could make something like egg whites with
a shit ton of volume.
That.
You can have an Anabar for the same calories as like 3 pieces of French toast.
Yeah, or even better, if I do the low cal bread that you have, that's 40 calories per slice. Put smoked salmon on it, which is basically pure protein. Egg white on top, and then sprinkle some fat-free cheese. That adds up to around 300 for like 2 slices of or 350 for 3 slices of that. So it's like 3 slices of the toast with the smoked salmon and the egg white and the fat-free cheese gets me full, like properly full. I feel good after it. And Anabar, it gets me a little satiated because of the fat in it, but it's just so tasty that it's like I need to eat something else.
It's that real sugar.
At this point where I'm trying to like cut pretty aggressively for Mexico, I just can't do that. But even with a Kirkland bar, I'll try it just to see how it makes me feel. But I still feel like even 170 calories, it's like I can make...
You got to try it, bro.
I can make not 3, but I can make 2 pieces with the low-cal bread with the salmon and the egg for about 200 calories,
Yeah.
And that's going to fill me up. So I just feel like overall, for me personally, this definitely doesn't go for everyone, but for me personally, protein bars of any variety, whether it's Kirkland or Quest or Anabar, any variety on a cut is just not the best move because of the volume. Like I know that I can make more voluminous foods for the same amount of calories.
Yeah.
So that would mean my only protein bar that I'd ever eat would probably be Anabar, because if I'm eating protein bars, that automatically means I'm bulking. And if I'm bulking, I want Anabar, But I do have to try the Kirkland bars. If it makes me wicked full because of all the fiber, then I'm getting into it.
Like that's kind of... So
how much is there per bar?
Fiber? I think it's... Dude, I took a photo of it. I think it's...
I know Quest is like 13 or something ridiculous.
Dude, it's like really high. It is... Hold on. 10 grams of fiber.
Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah. And it's like it's got 2 grams sugar, 11 net carbs. So that's pretty good. And 22 grams of protein. So yeah, those are...
Damn.
And they're... Okay, so this is how I usually do it is after I eat... So yesterday, I've been trying to get my omega-3. I'm trying to get like omega-3s in. I saw Greg say that like he recommended.
Dude, I'm telling you, start eating my breakfast.
You're gonna love it. I'm eating. I just bought some yesterday. I'm gonna start eating
salmon.
Just salmon in general, just fatty fish 3 times a week because that's what Greg recommended. He was like, no matter bulk or cut, I recommend people eat fatty fish. It's good for your skin, whatever, 3 times a week. So I'm starting to do that. But the thing with that is salmon like that is so dense. So I didn't get that much protein in my dinner. So I finished it off with the Kirkland protein bar. And then that was like, I was good. I had my protein in, I had my volume, because now I'm breaking out the old cutting hacks. I'm doing like quarter cup of rice or a half cup of rice, and then like 3 or 4 cups of cauliflower rice, mixing it all together.
Cauliflower rice is great on the cut as well. You
mix it with real rice, and it's probably like 150 calories, or like a quarter cup of rice is 160, so it's like 250 calories, but the amount of rice, like rice, I say it like this because cauliflower rice, whatever, but you mix it all together and you don't taste the difference, and you season it, dude, it's so good. And like with that much volume, I had salmon, I had the protein bar, like I was chilling. And then an hour later, I come out here and make my ice cream, my protein ice cream with like bananas.
That shit is insane.
I see you protein. Make it. And dude, it's a night. Fucking liter, bro.
Yeah.
It's literally a liter. I eat that and I'm stuffed to the brim. And going back to yesterday when I was sober. I
gotta start making that. See that, but I just want to say real quick. I see you make that protein ice cream.
Yeah.
And you blend it's like ice and some fruit and protein powder or whatever. Xanthan gum. And it fills up a bowl that's got to be like 6-7 inches across and pretty fucking tall. And it fills that up to the brim. Like, it is a lot of ice cream. I'm pretty sure
it's 1 liter. That bowl is 1 liter, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. So, yeah, it's literally 1 liter.
It's a liter of ice cream.
And it's 350 calories.
Yeah.
So that's how I see it's like, okay, I could have roughly 2 Kirkland bars or 1.5 Anna bars, or I could make what you make and have something that's going to get me stuffed to the brim.
With carbs, because the fruit.
Yeah.
With protein and no fat.
Yeah.
And it gives you that xanthan gum feel that gives you like that bloat.
Yeah.
Like where you're literally just stuffed. And then after I eat that, I'm like, holy shit. And so yesterday, like I said, I was sober. I was like, I could have been done, but I was like, no, I kind of like, I'm not going to be done. So then like 30 minutes later, I came out and had like a huge bag of popcorn, and then I had another protein bar, and then I had chicken and French toast, and I was still like 300 calories under. So honestly, like all in all, for me, this cut has just been way better than any other cut that I've done. I've only done one other, but it does suck though, the cardio 5 days a week, because I'm doing it 5 days a week outside in the elliptical. That's a little bit annoying. But yeah, I kind of suck it up.
I just don't like the elliptical.
Yeah.
For me, because for me personally, it gives me a lower back pump, which I've said a million times in my personal YouTube videos that I just hate getting a lower back pump. So as soon as I start on it, it just like hurts.
Bro, I have a confession.
What?
So yesterday because I had to do an hour cardio, right? And I'm also stimmed the fuck out. So I take my Clen before. Oh, that's another thing I gotta talk about. I take my Clen before I take Borowski, so I'm super stimmed out. I drink my coffee, and so when you have a lot of stims, you have to pee. So I'm like in like minute 35, I'm fucking drenched in sweat. It's hot, and I was like, dude, I gotta pee. And I brought out 2 water bottles because I knew I was gonna be on there for an hour. So I was like, I'm gonna drink.
No way.
I had one of these.
The bottle,
bro. I was like, do I just pause it or do I go inside and run inside and pee real quick? But I didn't want to pause it because it's like no one wants
your heart rate's going.
Yeah, no one wants to pause your cardio. So I was like, fuck it. So I was like doing the elliptical, and I pulled. Dude, this is outside. Like if the neighbors saw, I would probably get arrested. And this is outside, and I pulled my dick out from the bottom of my shorts, and I put it in here. But bro, I didn't realize that when I was moving and shit,
it was
moving, and I was like, fuck, let me just cut it off. So I cut it off. But then it just like kind of kept on going a little bit, and it just went like straight up down my leg.
Oh
like,
my!
Like probably like a good amount. It wasn't drips. It was like
a half cup.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Like it was a good amount, and I was like, fuck. But I was so sweaty where I just took my water, and I was just like, fuck it, and I just poured it all over myself and kind of just cleaned it away. And then I took the bottle, and then I went like this, like and sprayed it all on the lawn. So yeah, I fucking peed. I pretty much peed myself yesterday during my cardio because I was a fucking psychopath.
Damn, it's a good thing I didn't walk out to do arm wrestling.
I know. I was like,
I see you pissing all over your leg.
Well, the blinds were closed yesterday, but I was thinking in my head, fuck, those blinds are open. They're definitely like, yo, what is he doing? And they come over and look, and I'm fucking peeing in this bottle. Shit. But real quick, I wanted to say I have a Reddit. It's r/sush, I think r/sushbra or something like that. And I was on the Reddit the other day, and people were saying that, like, they were pretty much saying, bro, I'll pull it up, but they were pretty much saying that I am, like, abusing Adderall and, like, abusing all these drugs.
I don't see you take Adderall that much.
That's what I'm saying, because these guys are saying, hold on. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to find it, but pretty much a lot of you guys were worried. Like, it had 100 upvotes. Like, a lot of people were talking about it, and they were saying that, like, they're scared that Adderall's like a deep hole or whatever, and he's using it to suppress his appetite and shit like that, and I'm using it whatever, and I'm overusing it. But it's like, dude, I haven't taken Adderall in 2 weeks. I don't think, and I just took some this morning.
Yeah, same. I took probably 5 milligrams. I didn't notice it too much besides just needing to pee more. But the only reason I took it is because it was an earlier podcast and I haven't eaten. So it's like, okay, I need something to fucking make my brain work right now. But
it just goes back to that thing where it's like, it's because we do put our lives on social media and shit like that, where you guys kind of, how would you say it? You guys are pretty much like in our life. Like, you guys live, you guys like, it's almost like you're living with us. Or you're living, I don't know, you're living around us. And so I appreciate people being like, yo, he's using too much of this or that. But it's like, yeah, we do put it out there, but we're not dumb. Like, I would say we're pretty safe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Dude, I could blast a half gram of Tren right now. And
right. I don't know every detail of what you take, but I don't see you take Adderall that much. And I feel like if you do, you'd say, oh, bro, I'm not hungry at all right now. I'm on Addy. Like, I feel it would come out one way or another if you took it. And I don't take it for the gym basically ever. If I had, like, a really important workout, I mean, if fucking, like, Larry came to train and he was like, I need you to hit a bench PR for my video, Adderall's going down the hatch. But besides that, it doesn't really matter who I collab with or how important the workout is. I don't take Adderall before my workouts. I don't take it as a focus aid. I just basically have my coffee. That works for me for the most part. And that's it. And then sometimes before a podcast, we'll take like a small dose. I just think that, like, as you take this stuff, you realize that everything is dose dependent, and it's safer to take 5 different things in a very small dose than it is to take one thing in a very big dose, right? But if people hear that you're on this, that, and this, it doesn't matter how small the dose is for each one. They don't see the dosage. They just see, oh, you're on blah, blah, blah. So if you say I'm on Adderall and Clen right now, people don't hear, oh, by the way, I'm only on 30 micrograms of Clen and I'm only on 5 milligrams of Adderall. They just see Clen and Adderall. So they immediately assume the worst. Or if you say, like, oh, I'm taking, Test and Tren, they don't see, oh, it's only like a combined pretty small dose.
Yeah.
They just see Tren, oh my God, and he's on Test too.
I'm still under a half
he's
gram.
On all this shit.
I'm under a half gram of gear, so technically I'm natty.
Yeah, I mean, I'm under 200 milligrams of gear a week. I'm on 180 milligrams of gear a week. And I'll do a cycle reveal probably in the next video just to update you guys. But overall, the amount of compounds that I'm taking now is greater than when I was doing DECA. I was doing the DECA only cycle for a bulk. And for the most part, people seemed to think that that was relatively safe because it's only one compound. How bad could it be? But I was doing, at my peak, I was doing 500 milligrams of DECA. I started at 400, the majority of the bulk, and then I think for the last month I bumped it up to 5. And I can pretty confidently say I was more unhealthy, not just because of the DECA, also because of my diet, but also because of the DECA. I was more unhealthy doing just one compound than I am right now doing more than one compound, just because of the dosage, So it's like, if you're going to evaluate whether someone's unhealthy or not with what drugs they intake, you have to look at whether they're microdosing these drugs just for like a little kick here or a little kick there, or if they're blasting drugs. And that doesn't just refer to PEDs, that refers to like Adderall. Like, if you think your friend has an Adderall problem because he takes it once a week for school in a small dose, he probably doesn't. But if he's taking, 40 milligrams every day and he's saying it's just to help him, and he's not prescribed it, then yeah he's probably got an Adderall problem, you know? So I just think people overlook that. It's just because they're looking out for us, but it's like, I mean, I don't know about you, but I like living. I like being alive.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do anything that's going to massively jeopardize that from happening. So it's like, trust me, we care about our health just as much as you guys care about our health. We want to live.
Yeah.
We want to live long.
Yeah.
So
no one wants to, we want to continue making content and shit. We don't want to die. Okay.
And when when I plan out whatever cycle I'm going to do or whatever, it's never, and I'm sure it's the same for you. I mean, especially for you, because you're not trying to compete. But for me, it's never what cycle can I do that's going to make me the biggest and leanest the most fast. It's always what's the bare minimum that I can do that's going to give me slow, sustained growth while minimally sacrificing my health. Obviously, at the end of the day, all the shit that we do is risk mitigation, right? There's inherent risk, but the first and foremost goal is always to minimize risk as much as possible while being effective. Like, I'm sure there's a million things I could do right now. I could go blast Anavar. I could take 60 milligrams of Anavar a day, and I would look fucking sick for Mexico. But do I want to do that to my liver? Do I want to do that to my hair? No. You know, so it's like we try to keep it as safe as we can keep it while also making gains. Yeah. Slow, sustained gains. That's what it's all about.
And like, I feel like, dude, I almost feel like for us, we're almost doing, this sounds bad kind of, but we're almost doing, it's like our due diligence to almost be like that, you know? Cause we're kind of like, we're Derek. We're like on Derek's team. Okay, so like, and he's all about risk mitigation and shit like that.
Yeah, we're definitely Team Derek when it comes to how we do our gear.
Yeah, so it's almost like we have to, and if you guys are gonna do it, you should do it the right way. And like, honestly, this way for us is probably the best. And like, you could, like you said, you could blast and then come off in PCT and whatnot. But like, that's probably gonna be more harmful to you, like blasting almost a gram of gear versus, you know, blasting and cruising with here and there, like you said, like kind of what we're doing, right? We don't come off,
and I'd hardly even call it a blast. It's more just a
extra.
It's gentle push and cruise.
Yeah. So yeah, we don't even. I mean, bro, maybe one day I'll just do like a fucking real blast.
I'm probably not going to, because the thing for me is like,
now that I think about it, we don't even blast.
Yeah, I don't want to commit to that. I mean, we kind of do, you know, Greg Doucette's main gain approach to eating. We kind of do a main gain approach to gear. It's like, take the smallest amount possible to make consistent progress. And even, I mean, looking back on it, even the 500 deco is probably overkill. Yeah. You know, I would rather. For me,
well, I was on 400, so 800 milligrams.
Yeah, that was a lot. And that was stupid for both of us. But, you know, that's in the past.
You live and you learn
about it. Yeah. So for me, it's like, okay, if I want longevity and I want to make the most gain, like if I want to look the best I can for Classic, let's say, 5 years from now, I'm not going to do that by blasting a shit ton of gear right now. I'm going to do it by taking it slow and controlled for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
That's overall, without getting too deep into why, because I'm not sure I even know why, it just feels correct to me that overall, I'm going to actually be bigger and leaner and look better if I take less gear that gives me less side effects and less issues that I have to then correct. Because think of it this way. If I blast a bunch of gear because I want to get big super fast, and then let's say it, you know, gives me fucking liver issues that are really bad, then I have to come off all the gear, fix the liver issues because that's very important. And then I'm losing gains.
That will take priority.
Right. And then while I have to come off the gear, so then I'm losing gains.
Yeah.
Right? Or if I take something that fucking, I don't know, makes my dick explode, then I got to go like get that fixed. If I take a bunch of shit that's giving me a bunch of side effects and problems, people don't factor in, they only think of the gains you're going to make. They don't think of the gains you're going to lose when you fuck yourself up from doing stupid doses and stupid compounds. So that's the way I see it. Try to avoid going to the hospital and getting shit removed or having to get shit fixed, avoid that at all costs.
And seriously, like, take care of your health. I mean, we say that, I feel like we say this every time, but seriously, just like, I mean, if you guys watch us, you probably watch most smart guys in the industry where it's just like, you know, they're doing it right. They're getting their bloods done. They're getting whatever, organ pictures, whatever the fuck Derek talks about. I've never got one of those. But
your Apple Watch the new band looks sick, by the way. I just had
thank
to say
you.
that because that was my gift. That was my gift to Sush for his birthday.
For my birthday, my 21st.
And he spent an equal amount of money on the new band as I did on the watch itself.
Yeah, the band
is sick, though.
The band is actually from Apple. I had, because I like the, what do you call that? The link, the metal links. I like that look.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize Apple had made one, so I had some cheap one off Amazon, and it was like breaking. I could tell it was bending, so I was like, maybe Apple's got one. It ended up being like fucking $400, but in my opinion, it's worth it. I really like it.
That's funny though, because you said you were putting that band on 2 or 3 days ago or whatever, and you were like, you said something, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something like, oh, they had this other band, but it was shitty. It was like leather. It looks like an old person watch.
Yeah.
And it's funny because remember when I bought you the Apple Watch, I said, damn, bro, I really wanted to get you this other one that was more expensive and looked better, but it wouldn't have been delivered until July. Well, it's a good thing that I didn't, because the one that I was looking at was a leather band.
Oh, shit.
I thought that you would like it because it looks like professional.
I think I was probably talking about the Hermes ones.
Oh, yeah, you were.
Yeah,
you were.
I guess Hermes has rights. Like, if you guys know the designer company, Hermes, they're the only designer company that makes Apple Watch bands. So I assume they have some type of deal with Apple, obviously.
Yeah.
And these bands are like $2,500, and they look like dog shit. They look like my literally cow's collar. It looks so bad. And I was like, what the fuck? So, I mean, I got this one. But going back to what I was saying, because we were talking about organ or just like being safe and shit. I'm super fortunate because you guys know I'm on Accutane. I don't know if you guys can tell, but like the skin's kind of looking good right now.
Yeah, it is.
I'm on 90 milligrams of Accutane as well as the gear that I'm on, and you know I'm really fortunate and to get my bloods back, and like everything is pretty much in range. So
yeah, that is insane to me that everything. It's insane to me that the only thing that came back that was out of range was your estrogen.
Was estrogen, yeah.
That's the last thing I would have guessed. I would have expected your liver enzymes would have been through the roof, and they were pretty much in range, right?
Yeah, and it was like 3 units out of range. And the funny thing is even when my estrogen was so high, and because the Accutane, I was like, I would break out here and there when I added in the trend, which I assume caused the estrogen to flare up. Actually, I know for a fact that's what it was. I would break out a little bit, but I mean, it would go away. It wouldn't be as bad as how it used to be, obviously, because of the Accutane. But like now that it's been a week, I think, where I started taking the Remedex, I haven't had a single thing flare up. So,
I mean, yeah, a lot of that probably was from estrogen.
Yeah.
Those little flare-ups you were having on Accutane, because your skin looks like the texture of it is completely smooth.
Yeah, it's just
the only thing left is the scarring, but it looks like even the scarring is kind of fading.
Yeah, I think the scarring is fading just because I'm getting a little bit more sun and shit like that. And also I put on oil and stuff like that. Because there's Avery, she's studying to be, what's it called? Esthetician.
Yeah.
Yeah, esthetician. So esthetician. She's studying to be esthetician, so she knows all about the skincare shit. So she's been
grab more water, but you can keep talking.
Yeah, because I was actually gonna say, if you guys know anything, if there's any like estheticians out there or people who are good with skin, if you guys know anything that helps get rid of scars, I'll probably try it. Oh wait, well, we could do the Moderna, the rolling, right?
Wait, hold on.
Because I know, somebody actually slid up today on my thing. Also, I'm back on TikTok, guys, kinda.
You posted just a TikTok of just us in the car, and it wasn't anything, and it got 15,000 views in 40 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm back, just kind of putting my thoughts out there on that app.
But yeah, you can get scar cream and then combine it with derma rolling, because really scars at the end of the day is the cells are fucked up, so you need to basically get in there, and you can't chemically remove scars, if you know what I mean. You have to physically break up the skin so new collagen replaces it. And derma rolling's the best. I mean, I have a derma roller if you want
Yeah,
to
but
use it.
it's probably too big. I'd need like a super small one.
Just wouldn't push it in hard. I was going to use it for my back because my back just looked like 100 miles of bad road. But Hannah showed up and started exfoliating. I actually have a post if you guys suffer from back acne or anything like that. I don't know if this works for face acne, but I assume it does. I don't really get face acne, but it is my where is it? 15th most recent post. It's just a picture. I don't know if you guys can see. It's a side by side of what my back looked like a few weeks ago versus what it looks like a couple months before that. And just for reference, a couple months before that, it looked like Beehive came after me and fucked up my back. And afterwards, it's basically completely smooth. Like at this point, it's just a little bit of scarring that I have to take care of. That required no Accutane. And if you guys want to see what I did for that, the caption on that post is basically a step-by-step process of what I did. But
definitely try that before you try Accutane.
I was going to say something I can't remember, though.
Because I have had zero. Well, I've had some side effects with Accutane, but like compared to the horror stories that I've heard of people on like a quarter of the amount that I'm on, like terrible, like suicidal thoughts or like.
Well, mine wasn't cystic though.
Yeah,
yours was cystic. It wasn't poppable. You know what I mean? It was just red pustules.
As soon as I went into the derm, she was like, "You're gonna do great with Accutane," because she knew. Like, if you guys have cystic, if you guys know what I'm talking about, where it's not just little.
It's not like whiteheads or blackheads. It's like these red.
They're cysts. They're cysts.
Yeah, basically. But
because when you do fucking, it's so gross. I hate talking about it because it like makes me, I don't know, but
squeamish.
Yeah. It's like obviously for as much acne as I had, you would think that I would be not squeamish. And like I would always love watching Dr. Pimple Popper or whatever the fuck, but I can't watch any of that shit.
Oh, really?
I hate that shit. And I hate talking about it. But yeah, when you do actually break them open, it's just blood,
bleed.
bro.
Yeah.
It's fucking like thick, oily blood. It's like, dude, it's like when you bleed from your butt, when you pin, it's like that.
Oh, yeah.
It's like that consistency, the oil plus the blood. It's so weird. And it just run like, dude, there would be times where it'd be running down my face.
Jesus.
Yeah. Like
after you'd try to pop them or whatever.
Dude, I would go psycho mode. I would literally go demon
Yeah,
mode.
yeah. Well, it's almost like at that point, it's like OCD. It's like, I got to get this shit out of my face. I mean, for me, I couldn't do that because it was on my back and I'm kind of muscle bound, so I can't pop shit on my back. But for me, it wasn't, I wouldn't say it was cystic. It was just a lot of like inflamed whiteheads and sometimes cysts. But I feel like getting individual cysts is different from having cystic acne. When I say cysts, I mean they would be these big, painful lumps under my skin that in order to pop, I would need to like stick a pretty thick needle into the skin and you could feel it pop through the fucking like pustule, gland. It was horrible, but I'd sometimes like sit in bed and I could just feel the acne on my back. And for me, I think that's why I didn't need Accutane, because I think it was more just like all the other shit that I did was able to cure it. But if it's cystic, then yeah, you need Accutane, and that can often be hormonal. That's usually what it is. But I also want to say, because you talked about tanning for acne, I just want to put this out there because now that I have the Amino Asylum code, a lot of people have been like getting melanotan and stuff like that. And I had one guy reach out to me and he's like, "Hey bro, I've been doing 500 micrograms of melanotan every day and I'm getting a bunch of freckles."
Wait, you get 500 a lot?
I do 250 like once a week. I go tanning about once a week because I'm kind of just maintaining this color, so I'm not trying to get much darker than this. So I do 250 once a week. And even when I was going full tan mode and I was trying to get darker, I was only going tanning every other day max, and it would be 250 like 3 days a week. And this guy was doing 500, so twice the dose every single day. And he got like a bunch of new freckles. So if you get anything from Amino Asylum, I got a code there because that's where I get everything that is not gear. So my Cialis, my Dupoxetine, BPC, which I got to unfortunately start using on my right pec because it's been pretty painful lately. Anything like that, that's where I get it. So I got a code. But if you guys want to get stuff from there, make sure, like, Derek has an article on basically everything. He's got an article. I'm sure he's got one on BPC. He's got one on Cialis. He's got one on Melanotan. If you want to buy something, just take a skim through his article. See, like, check out dosages. See how to do it. You know? I don't know. No hate to this guy, but I don't know why he thought that would be a good idea, but that's not a good idea. I remember I was reading about Melanotan 2, and the scientist who, like, discovered it or whatever injected himself with it to see if it worked. And he accidentally did 2 times the dose that he was supposed to do. So I think it was like 750 micrograms. And he said he got like an 8-hour boner and puked everywhere because it can...
Makes you nauseous.
It makes you nauseous and like it gives you crazy boners. So
and it burns fat, right?
It does. I think it's helped with my cut a little bit because it decreases appetite. So in the days where I take it, it's pretty easy to maintain the 2000. And it also, aside from decreasing appetite, it also directly burns fat, like a completely separate pathway. Has nothing to do with your appetite. It just straight up burns fat. So I don't know why a tanning agent has anything to do with burning fat, but apparently it does.
Yeah, and by burn fat, that's kind of like a blanket term, because I think that what it actually does is it kills the adipose tissue cells or something like that.
Yeah, so it kills fat.
Yeah,
Close enough.
Because people are gonna be like, bro, you can't. It doesn't just burn fat, like, because there's always that argument that, like, nothing burns fat if you're not in a calorie deficit. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like shit like that.
Yeah.
But
no, it actually. There are certain things that you can take that you can be in a calorie surplus and you will still gain weight and gain fat because, you know, you're in a calorie surplus, but you're going to gain a lot less fat than you otherwise would.
Yeah.
Like if you take Melanotan and you're bulking, it doesn't just automatically make it not burn fat. You know, it's still going to burn fat.
It's still going to burn fat, but you're going to put on if you're in a surplus. I honestly might try it. I haven't used it in the cut. I used it like twice.
If you're going to do it daily, mainly because you want appetite suppression, I would probably just do 100 a day, 100 micrograms, which is the tiniest.
Yeah, it's like 0.1, right?
I mean, no, 0.1, the way that I have it reconstituted, the amount of water that I put in comes out to 0.1 being 333 micrograms. So if you want 100, you're going to have to do a third of 0.1, like the tiniest amount.
Shit.
You're going to have to be very accurate. But I just wanted to quickly talk about arm wrestling because I arm wrestled Jack West in his last video, and I watched it through, and he pointed at the camera and said he's coming for me with arm wrestling.
He's going to start training?
And I just want to say...
Low-key, I kind of almost got him. Yeah, I held up. And Jack West is a big motherfucker.
And he's strong, yeah.
Sorry,
so, see, that's what it is. Technique, guys. Technique over strength. But any fitness influencers who are watching this podcast or anyone out there that's just into fitness, which is probably most of you, I encourage you can get into arm wrestling. That doesn't mean you need to buy a table. You don't even need to arm wrestle other people all the time and like go to practices. Just look up this one video by Devon Larratt, Devon Larratt. It's called How to Get Better at Arm Wrestling, Top 3 Lifts. And it's literally at the end of your workouts. You can just do these at the end of your workouts. And I just really want to encourage everyone to get into arm wrestling because it's so much fucking fun. And right now, it feels like me and Larry are like the only people that were fitness influencers and then got into arm wrestling. And then I guess Juji Mufu. I'm sure there's others, but it's like, it just sucks. Any fitness influencer that I see that I want to arm wrestle, I always have to like teach them how to do it. And I feel like I'm the only one. And I know that if people got into it, they'd fucking love it because it's so much fun. Mm-hmm. So get into arm wrestling. Arm wrestle your friends is fucking amazing. But I just wanted to quickly cover that. Let's talk.
I was going to say our beef. I wanted to address our beef. So I guess what happened was so I got a membership. I got a new gym membership. I still have Alfleet, but I also go to an LA Fitness now. That's 5 minutes from the house. Alfleet is 25 minutes from the house. This gym is 5 minutes from the house. It makes sense for me to want to... Shit. All right, never mind. It makes sense for me to want to get a membership here because it's only 5 minutes away. So it's like, if I'm not trying to make the trip to Alphalete, which lately I haven't been wanting to go to Alphalete at all. We'll get into that later. I go to LA Fitness now. And so he was still going he was like, you had a couple of times you were going to Alpha Land.
I went to Alpha Land. Alphalete was still the main gym. I went to LA Fitness once, but we just happened to go at other times.
Yeah. And he trains with his girlfriend and I train with my girlfriend. And so it's just like,
long story short, fuck this guy.
we don't have beef just because we're not like, dude, we live together.
Yeah.
So just because we're not posting with each other, or maybe you guys don't see us together on someone's story.
We're talking every day. I mean, literally every morning we wake up at a similar time. We're talking, we're chatting it up.
Yeah.
You know, we have food together. Like, we watch movies together. We watched Interstellar like 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
All of us. Like, we live in the same house. We talk to each other all the time. So it's like,
who did you say? You said something to somebody where you said we're at the point where we don't have to do everything together.
Yeah, it's like when we first moved in together, it was essentially a long form collab.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, we're collabing. We got to do everything together. And then as time went on, it's just like, obviously we live together. You're still going to see each other in each other's content. Like, that's not going to change. But it's just like every single thing we do, you know, if I want to go, you know, bowling with Hannah, I went bowling with her a few days ago. I'm not going to be like, oh, let's plan it around Sushi's schedule to make sure he can come with us with Avery. It's like, no, we're just going to, oh, want to go bowling? Sure. Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be like, why didn't you invite me? You know?
Exactly.
And you're going golfing with Madrid, and I'm not like, bro, you guys got to wait. I got to get my own clubs.
Yeah.
You know? I'm not even good at golf, so I don't really want to.
It's just, we live in the same house and we're in the same industry. Mm-hmm. So we're like, I don't know. We're buddies.
I mean,
we're buddies that live in the same house.
If I lived with my parents and I didn't include my parents in a couple of the videos I recorded, would you guys be like, yo, do you have beef with your parents? Like, no, we live together. They're my parents. Obviously, we're cool. It's just my parents don't need to be in every vid. And it's the same way with Sush. It's like, at this point, we live together. Like, he's not going to be in every vid and vice versa. So,
all right, I need to say this before
summer shredding.
Before I forget. Well, not only that, the reason why I don't like Alphalete, well, I don't not like Alphalete.
We still both like Alphalete. It's just gone.
So it's just like when we go there now, it's just a bitch of a drive. Like, it's just a lot of driving that we have to do. And then we go there, and lately it's just kind of been, dude, I'm gonna be honest, it's a little cringe. And it makes me kind of...
What part of it?
It makes me seem arrogant to say, or it makes me feel like, oh, I have this chip on my shoulder. But everyone there now is kind of like, not everybody, but everyone is trying to get content. Mm-hmm. And so the reason why we came to Houston was for the gym, was for Alphalete. And we were like, yo, we're going to go to Alphalete. It's going to be dope. We need this content. But at this point in at least my career, mm-hmm. I don't feel like I need to go to that gym anymore to make videos or to take pictures and shit like that. Mm-hmm. But for other people, which I totally understand, for other people, they look at Alphalete as like this huge place where, you know, there's collabs going on, there's big shit all the time. So they want to go to Alphalete. So I feel like I've grown out of it. I've almost grown past it. So I just kind of want to stay away for a little bit, just because there are a lot of people there grinding, which I respect. I respect, obviously, because I was doing the same shit 6 months ago. But now it's just kind of just becoming a little annoying. I'm not even gonna lie, it's a little annoying. And
when everyone's got a vlog camera out, and it's like they're coming up to you like, yo, Sush, say what's up, pussies, for my vid. Yeah. And you're like, yo, I'm lifting. Yeah, it's more of I get, like, I would probably do the same thing, but it's more of almost like it's almost disrespectful, bro. Like, can I just cut you off for a sec? It's not disrespectful if you guys come up to us and you want Sush to say what's up, pussies, or you want me to fucking flex or whatever, and we're resting in between sets, or we're just chilling,
we're not doing shit, we're obviously not in an intense workout.
Yeah, that's totally fine. And I had someone come up a couple days ago, and he was like a huge fan, and he was scared to come up because he didn't want to interrupt my workout. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, bro, I'm literally on my phone right now. I'm not doing anything. Yeah, exactly. Like, we're good. And I chatted with him for like 10 minutes because I just wasn't really doing much. It was a lazy workout. The problem that we have is sometimes, I'd say 1 out of every 10 interactions, we will be like getting ready to do a set. Like a couple days ago for me, I had my hands on the grips to do this machine. I think it was like a chest press, literally ready to go. And then this figure just appears in my peripheral vision. And I look up and he starts like talking, and I have my music going. So I have to like take my hand out and say, hold on, and take my music out. And then he just asks me about a question that he has about like some drug that he's taking, and then says that he's a big fan or whatever. And it's like, obviously I didn't say anything to him because, you know, I'm not confrontational, but I just thought like, man, just let me do my set, and then I'm happy to talk about literally anything.
One thing that really bothered me, this has happened a couple times, but the first time it happened, it really bothered me. I was talking to Avery. We were at Alfleet, and I was like in mid-conversation, and somebody had come up, and he was like, I'm literally like talking to Avery, and he just totally like comes up and's like, hey, yo, Sush, can you take a photo? Do you want to take a photo or something like that? Like, can we take a photo? And I said it respectfully, but I was like, hey man, I'm talking to my girlfriend right now. I'll talk to you in a sec. And he was like, okay, no worries. And he kind of just like walked away and kind of loitered around until I was done. And that time right there was where I was like, holy shit. Like, I wouldn't even do that, bro. Like, well, I can be a menace and I can be annoying as fuck, but I would never, like, if I see someone in a mid conversation with someone who they, like, he probably knows that that's my girlfriend, and like her and I are talking, and then it's just,
I mean, I think that this is not to excuse that kind of behavior. It's still bad, but just to give some perspective, I think probably what went through his head is, oh my God, that's Sush. Oh my God, am I going to say something to him? He probably didn't even think look at Avery. About like, oh, I should, like, he's in the middle of a conversation. He probably was just like, okay, if I don't do it now, I'm not going to do it. I got to go up and say something, because half the time people are really like intimidated to talk to us, even though there's no reason for that. And
when you psych yourself out, that's when it gets annoying.
Yeah. And then like he comes up and he forgets all social norms. Like, I'm sure he's not like that with regular people. He probably notices, oh, they're in a conversation.
Very respectful
whatever.
Kid.
Yeah. But when it's like, when he has to hype himself up to come up and talk to you, he probably kind of just forgets like the do's and don'ts of, you know, cutting someone off. And then there was someone else with you that
two people have done this in the span of 2 days.
Yeah, and he came up to you and he's like, "Yo, Sush, what's up? Nice to meet you."
I had already met him. I've already met one of them, and I was talking to him. I was mid conversation, and like, and we're mutuals. Like, we're mutuals. Like, I'm cool with this guy, and I'm literally telling him something, and then he like, I could tell he's like kind of looking around. And he pulls out his phone. He's like, "Yo, man, can you get you on my story real quick?"
Yeah, but I just want to clarify. You weren't like pausing in between. It wasn't like, "Oh yeah, so anyway," and you pause for a second. Then he's like, "Oh, real quick, can we take a pic?"
Yeah.
You were like me right now in the middle of saying something.
And then I was like, "Yo, man, let me get you on my story real quick."
And it's like, are you listening to the words coming out of my mouth?
And that happened twice, literally twice. Same situation. And with a different guy, obviously. And I was just like, damn, man, like, that's where I draw the line.
Yeah, that is, I mean, again,
I think the next day I went to LA Fitness.
Yeah, it's not to excuse the behavior, but it's just like, you got to remember, we're just people.
We're trying to live too.
Yeah, we're just people. We're not like, we're really not intimidating. We just kind of look scary.
But I don't want to act ungrateful, because obviously I'm so fortunate to be in the position that I am in, for people to come up to me and be like, "Holy shit, so nice to meet you."
I don't think you're acting ungrateful. I love that. Though.
Yeah.
Because like 9 out of 10 interactions are not like that. Yeah. 9 out of 10 times, it's like someone comes up. Okay, 9 out of 10 times, people are scared that they're interrupting us when they're not.
I feel like it's like almost every single time it's literally, "Hey man, can we get a pic?" Boom, it's over. We don't even talk.
Yeah. Like, that's like, "Nice to meet you."
Yeah, and that's it. And honestly, I would rather like have you interact with me more than just like a photo like that real quick. But I don't know, maybe you're in a hurry or whatever, but
right. I mean, if
I would like to talk to you, and
right, especially if they're big fans, because it's like, okay, if you're like someone who really fucks with us, but you just want to get a pick and leave because you're scared that you're interrupting us.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, this is a 5-minute time out of my day, but for you've always wanted to like talk to me.
And you're going to talk about it for a week. You're going to tell your homies.
Yeah, like you might as well make the most of it. You're not,
but don't interrupt me.
Yeah, if you're not interrupting us and we're just chilling, feel free to talk about literally whatever. Yeah. And 90% of the time, I'm happy to have the distraction, especially if it's leg day. Mm-hmm. I'm like, yeah, say whatever you want.
Yeah, no, literally, I was like, yo, dude, I don't even want to do my set, man. If you want to take a pic right now, like, but one of the other reasons why I love LA Fitness now is I feel like how I was in the summer last year. Like I just go there. It's just like a commercial gym. You got all different types of characters there. You've got like the older guys. You got people coming off of work. You got, like kids our age. And then you've got like old people. Like I already said that, old people. But it's just like versus Alpha, it's kind of all the same demographic.
Well, you probably feel almost like more just like a regular person when you're at LA Fitness.
Yeah.
Because only 10%, 1% of the people there know who you are. So it's almost just like, oh, this is refreshing. Like,
yeah, and
I'm nobody when I'm here.
And it's already getting to the point where I've already said hello to everybody and talked to them.
Yeah.
At that LA Fitness. So it's like I could literally go there right now and probably not have to not meet anyone new because I've already met everyone. Yeah. Because no one's going to that LA Fitness in
wherever.
Yeah. No one's going there for a day pass. Like you're gonna go to Alphalete for a day pass. If you want a
day pass.
And then you're gonna see us. But versus them, they train there, that's their gym. So now it's just a normal thing. Yeah. And so I think they're starting to realize that, I don't have to talk to him every time I see him. He's just a normal guy.
Yeah.
And we exchange words.
And it's not like
whatever.
There's nothing wrong with people coming up to us. It's just like it's been like 8 months now of basically it being a daily occurrence. It must be nice. I mean, it is nice. I've trained there to just almost feel like you're nobody in a sense, or not nobody in a bad way, but just kind of like, oh, nobody's looking at me. Nobody's thinking about how they're going to come up and say hi. People just don't really even notice me when I'm here. And I almost just have a little meditative time in the gym.
Yeah. I toss my headphones in. And I'm literally just like, it's just me and I'm doing my shit.
So that's where I go. I go to LA Fitness. If I'm just not in a very extroverted mood, I'm not in the mood to like talk to anyone. And I kind of want to just, be in my own world, maybe listen to a podcast as I train. But if I'm feeling bright and happy and extroverted and I'm down to talk to whoever wants to come up, then I'll go to Alphalete.
I also really like how at LA Fitness, we were talking about this the other day. We are becoming the people that when we used to train, like we were like, holy shit, this guy's like
scary.
This guy's scary or this guy's big. Like I realized that when I go to that LA Fitness and I'm surrounded by, I don't want to talk shit about anyone who trains at LA Fitness, but I'm surrounded by normal people, like normal day-to-day people.
Just like average like
people
coming off work, whatever.
Rather than Alphalete where there's like powerlifters and bodybuilders who look really good. It's kind of refreshing. It's a little bit of an ego boost thing, and like you can call me a narcissist, whatever. But it's refreshing to be in there and be like, okay, I fucking look good.
Yeah.
Like, compared to the average person here.
Because when you're at Alphalete, like you, including me, when we're at Alphalete, it's almost like we look a bit above average.
Yeah.
There. Because there's a lot of people there that are like IFBB pros, like people
There's
are looking
some big
insane.
fuckers, bro.
So you're walking around kind of subconsciously looking at other people and you're like, damn, I mean, I look good, but I don't look that crazy.
I don't look like that guy over there.
Yeah. But when you're at LA Fitness, it kind of, for me, especially recently because of the cut, it put into perspective that like, damn, I'm the guy. And this wasn't even an ego boost. This was more just a scary observation. I'm the guy who I used to look at in the gym and think like, damn, he is like scary big. Like that dude is probably like mean. He's probably rude, probably got roid rage or whatever. But I'm not like that. So chances are those people that I used to see in the gym probably aren't like that.
If you went up to them, they're like, hey man, like
yeah, they're probably super helpful.
Yeah.
And but it was just weird. Like I, took off the pump cover and I was like, damn, I look I mean, the other people in there look good. They look like they're fit, but I'm like, holy shit, I look like I'm a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
It's just kind of weird. But I do actually remember at my old gym, Hard Knocks, back in Massachusetts, when I was a little twink tadpole going in there, I must have been 15 years old. And there was an IFBB pro in there who's way bigger than I am currently and shredded to the bone. And I was scared of this guy. I mean, I'd seen him a few times when I was in there. And then one time I worked up the courage to just say, like, bro, you have really insane calves. Your calves look really good. And his face, like, he normally, earbuds were in, hat was down. He looked mean as he was training. But now, looking back, he was probably just into his workout. He wasn't, like, angry. He was just, like, determined. Because as soon as I said that, he was like, his face lit up. He was like, yo, what's up? What's your name? Are you new here? And literally gave me his whole calf routine for free and was like, yeah, here's what I do. If you want them to grow, you got to do blah, blah, blah. And he showed me the machines he uses. Like, looked completely scary and was actually the nicest fucking guy I've ever met.
Yeah, and that's usually how it is. And I think most people can agree if you've ever talked to someone like that. But that's my rant about commercial gyms versus, like, you got your warehouse gyms. And, bro, Alpha Land, the gym that was supposed to be fucking open last year.
Almost exactly a year ago.
This bitch is about to be like $100-something a month. $120 a month. And oh, man. Like, I don't even know if I'm going to get a membership there.
I will say that Alpha Land is way more inclusive than Alpha Elite. They've got the hotel. They've got football field. They've got basketball courts. They've got a whole bunch of shit. It's supposed to be like the Disneyland of fitness. But what I personally wish is that they would offer 2 memberships. One for $120 that is an all-inclusive. You get access to everything at Alpha Land. And another that was $50 or $60, which is you only get gym access. Yeah. And you can't use the basketball courts. You can't use any of this other shit. Because honestly, I suck at basketball. I've got no one to play football with. I'm probably not going to be staying at the hotel there. So it's like, I really would only go there for the gym. So I wish I could just pay for that one aspect of Alpha Land.
Yeah, hopefully they even have fucking showers. Because, like, I don't even like showering at the gym, but I was literally appalled when I first walked into Alpha Elite and I saw there was, like, 1 shower and, like, 2 lockers. And I was like, what?
Well, there's cubbies.
Yeah, cubbies.
Yeah, they got cubbies.
So, I don't know. Is it... And, dude, commercial gyms, bro... I got a girlfriend, but, like, there's, like, you're not going to find, you might find your girlfriend at LA Fitness is what I'm saying. Like, there's, like, at LA Fitness or Lifetime or any of those big chains, that's where your fit chicks are going to be. So, in my opinion.
If you're looking out, that's where you look. But, I mean, also LA Fitness, like commercial gyms like that, they have machines that are designed for ease of access. You know, a lot of the machines at Alpha Elite are like hardcore, like rough and tough machines that are plate loaded.
Yeah.
But a lot of the ones at LA Fitness are like designed for comfort. And that's actually really nice when you want a comforting workout. Have you used the bicep machine there that it's like it's a chair you sit on, and as you curl it like leans you back?
I did a seated row like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I used that one too.
Yeah, and I had the fucking craziest back pump of my life.
Yeah.
It was like this little weird... I mean, I had to full stack it because the weight didn't go high enough.
But it was hard to like unrack it, right?
And
really hard to unrack.
And you pull it, and your feet would stay the same, but your chair would...
And the handle's twisted.
Yeah, your chair would move back as well. And it was just something that I'd never done before, and it was obviously super bougie. Like, I'm sure it's an expensive machine. And like maybe a Hard Knocks... Not saying hard... Like a hard bodybuilder would be like, what the fuck is that? Yeah. But like to me, I had the greatest mind muscle connection. It's hard to build it back because you can't see your back. I had the greatest mind muscle connection on that machine than any other fucking back thing I've ever done in my life. And it was like this little shit machine at LA Fitness. Yeah. So dude, you gotta find what works for you. But I wanted to, if you're done talking about commercial gyms, I wanted to talk about this. Shitty, like, okay, so this is actually funny. Shitty DMs from girls. And I don't know if it's because they're girls and they think they don't have to try as hard. And obviously I have a girlfriend and stuff, so I don't really care, but I do think it's funny to read. So it's just because it's two different girls in a 2-day time span sent me the same pickup line where if you're a girl and you're watching this, stop using this because this is corny as fuck. They'll swipe up on a story because obviously if you have a platform, like they're trying to tell you somehow I'm following you. So they swipe up on a story and they'll hit a reaction and then they'll say, didn't mean to do that. And literally another girl did it too. She was like, didn't mean to do that.
Oh my God, you screenshotted them both?
Yeah. And I was just like, bro, like.
Yeah. I don't think I've gotten that one, maybe once, but the one that is most common for me is they'll just say hi or hey. And it's like.
Y'all have to try.
Yeah, try a little bit harder.
Even if you're hot, you have to try.
Because what am I going to do? I mean, regardless, I have a girl, but.
Look at this. 391K. Hey. Imagine having almost 400,000 followers and DMing me, hey. That's all you got.
Yeah, no punctuation, no emojis, no nothing. And to me, it just sounds like it's almost like disrespect.
That was a different one. That was an accident. Sorry, lol. And it like
it didn't even
show the reaction.
Dude, she didn't even react to the story. She swiped up on the story and said that was an accident with no prior communication. That's brutal. But yeah, to me, when a girl just swipes up and says, hey, it's almost like, to me, it's almost like they're saying,
I'm hot.
Yeah. Hi, I'm hot and I exist. Now you do all the work.
Yeah.
And it's like, no.
Yeah.
You slid into my DMs.
You have to prove that you're worthy or something. I don't know.
I mean, regardless, nothing's gonna happen. We're cuffed up, but I'd feel more respected if they were like, "Hey, what's up? How you doing? You should compete soon," something like that.
No, you're gonna get a laugh out of this one. 166,000 followers. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna dox her, but 166,000 followers. I was just gonna say her name, but I'm not even gonna say her name. No, she's like not in the fitness industry, whatever. Hi, I have a question. Okay, so you know the vertical leg press machine that you have to push up while you sit back? How much do you think that actual machine is without any weights? I don't know if she was talking about cost or pounds or
probably
what.
Pounds.
And I said,
she's probably brand new to the gym and is using 0 plates on the leg press and wants to know how much weight she's moving.
I said, I don't know, in pounds. And she's like, yeah. I was like, I don't know. And she was like, let me know if you ever found out. I just ended it there. I was just like, what is the point of that? One, I have no fucking clue how much that upside down leg press machine weighs. And two, it's like, obviously you're just trying to start a conversation. You gotta do something that better than, okay, let me know when you find out. You can't end it off on that because then someone's just gonna be like, all right, this bitch is retarded, okay? And then I'm just gonna like leave it there because that's how it happened.
Yeah, but then there's some girls that I'm honestly, I don't even know if they're flirting. They might just actually be like followers that will swipe up on a story and actually say something that makes me laugh. And it's like, okay, that's number one way to get a response, whether you're a girl or a guy.
Yeah. And
it's like, just be normal. Like, talk to me as if you're swiping up on like a fit chicks. You're not going to slide into some fit chicks DMs if you're a girl and be like, hey, you're going to say something that actually catches their attention.
And half the time 3 out of 4 of those DMs, those girls didn't even follow me. So they just like,
it's even more disrespect.
I know, like they've got like 100K and then they
don't follow you and they're like, hey, I'm hot, do all the work.
I don't get it because I remember I used to DM girls and it's like I would put in fucking heaps of work.
Yeah.
Like trying to figure out what works for me.
Yeah. But I mean, IG with big following is 1,000 times more lethal than Tinder.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
100%.
Or the blue check mark.
Blue check mark is completely different.
Yeah.
But if I was single again, I probably wouldn't re-download Tinder. I would probably just use Instagram. Why not?
Yeah. I don't know. Tinder's tough.
Dude, John Skywalker's Tinder account is so fucking funny.
Yeah, testosterone.
Tinder on testosterone, yeah.
Yeah, that he dude, his Bumble, he uses Bumble because he got banned from Tinder. And
why did he get banned?
I think, dude, he got banned 4 different times.
Jeez.
His Bumble bio is this. So it's Jonathan, 27, entrepreneur at fitness industry. IG at John Skywalker. Life is short, but this dick ain't.
Yeah, I saw that.
And it's literally him sitting on his BMW i8. Like,
how do you get banned? Like, what do you do to get banned from Tinder?
I don't know. It was probably like super misogynistic in the. You can't say certain stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like if a girl reports you, like you're fucked.
Damn.
I would know. I don't have that. I don't have that app anymore. So.
Oh, holy fuck! I'm so hungry, dude.
Yeah, I think
it's almost
dude,
4.
Honestly,
it is 4.
Honestly, we talked for about an hour or so.
An hour and a half.
Yeah,
just about. So.
And that was it was good to catch up with you guys. We didn't really talk about anything current events. Kind of just talked about our lives. We're gonna be moving pretty soon. We're getting like shit figured out. So this house is 1,900 square foot right now, which is pretty small for 5 fucking people. Considering the time that Avery spends here, 2 dogs, me, James, Eric,
Madrid and
Hannah. That's 5 people and 2 dogs. But this new house that we just have to finalize all of it. It's 5,100 square feet. Yeah. So it's
like 2.5 times bigger.
It's 2.5 times bigger. It's 2 stories. It's got a big backyard for the dogs. It's like, honestly, it's closer to Alfleet, so we'll probably go back to Alfleet. But I mean, I'm sure there's an LA Fitness around there.
Yeah.
So we're really excited for that.
It's just in a nicer area too.
It's just a nicer house.
We're renting as well.
Yeah,
I just want to clarify, we're not buying a house yet. We're renting, so it's not even going to be that expensive. So anyway, if you guys enjoyed this podcast, please drop a comment. What should they comment?
You guys can comment.
Honestly, wait, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say you guys can comment about James. Maybe something about James, just like eating. What did James binge on? Yeah. Oh, well, you just said it, bro.
Oh, fuck.
All right, what did I binge on?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, what did I binge on the other day?
That's a pretty obvious one. Yeah. But besides that, just comment your thoughts on the stuff that we talked about. We always like going through, and we do appreciate the comments that just say algo, because regardless, it boosts the algorithm. But when we're scrolling through, we like to hear your guys' feedback on the stuff we talked about, personal stories, just stuff you got to say about it. So drop a comment below. We basically read all the MogCast comments for the most part. So we can't respond to them all, but we read just about all of them. So
also, by the way, Anabar restock I want to say a week.
It's July 7th.
Yeah.
So a week. Yeah.
So 6 days. Or 5 days from when you guys are watching this. So be ready for that, because that's going to be dope. Obviously, don't binge on the bars.
And if you guys want to support us, you can use code MOG on Anabars on Final Boss Nation. Is it Final Boss Nation or Final Boss Performance?
I think it's Final Boss Performance.
It's going to be the link in the description. But if you guys want to support us, code MOG is a split code, so we both make money from it. Or you can use either code SUSH or code JAM on any Gorilla products or any Young LA products. So thank you guys for watching,
because that is how we make money.
That is how we make money. So thank you all for
what? No, I can't leave him off on that, bro. I saw somebody say, "Yo, if you're pushing a code all day, every day, you're." I forget what it was, but the guy was like kind of upset that influencers were pushing a code, which we don't do that much, so I don't even think it had any shot at us. But I'm thinking in my head, bro, that YouTube doesn't pay that good. I can't live off my YouTube revenue.
Fuck no.
So it's like these codes are how we make the majority of our money. Most of the fitness influencers make the majority of their money off of commission, off of code usages.
Yes.
So I just wanted to let that be clear, because I didn't know that.
Also, we don't have any. I mean, maybe we do, but it's not enforced. We don't have any post requirements or plugging requirements or story requirements for Young LA or Gorilla. So if you see us post about Gorilla or Young LA or Anabar for that matter, it's because we want to. It's not like there are no requirements, basically. It's just like they let us promote however much we want. So it's not like, we're being contractually obligated. Like, you have to say these good things about Gorilla.
Yeah.
But anyway, do Do you have anything else to add last
No,
minute?
no.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed this pod. We're going to try to do one in Mexico.
Yeah, we'll do one in Mexico with like dope ass rainforest and shit.
Yeah. We might just have to buy smaller mics for when we're there. But anyway, thanks for watching. Please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe if you're not already. And we will see you in the next one.
See you in the next one.
Peace.